Hi everyone, today we are talking about how you can test solutions to equations. As a reminder, you do not need to write down everything that we'll cover in this video, but be sure to jot down important information and at least one example of each type of problem that we'll cover. Also remember that you can pause the video to jot down important notes, rewind to view information again, and fast forward if you think you got it. Just be careful, make sure you don't fast forward so much that you miss out on something important. So to start off, we will need to talk about what equations are first. There are many different types of expressions in equations. So first off, an expression is kind of like 2x plus 7 as an example. So it just looks like a math problem with no symbols. It's an expression. It doesn't have an equal sign or a greater than or less than. That's what we mean by no symbols. There's the operations, addition and subtraction, but it doesn't have a equality or inequality symbol. It just looks like a normal math problem. So like 4 plus 3 is also an expression. When they do add in the symbol, it's either an inequality or an equation. So an inequality has an inequality symbol. So you can have like a greater than or a less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Those are all inequality symbols. So as soon as we add on an inequality symbol, it's called an inequality. And of course, if it has an equal sign, it's called an equation. That's where the EQA comes from, the equality of it. So when it says that there's a greater than sign, that means this left-hand side is larger than or greater than this right-hand side. If there's an equal sign, it means both sides' values are equal to each other. So today we're just talking about equations. So those are problems that have the equality sign. There are three main steps to testing whether you have a solution to an equation. First is you're going to replace the variable with the given value. What that means is the problem will give you a value to tell you to test the solution, and all you're going to have to do is replace the variable. And then you're going to solve the problem using order of operations, or GEMS. And at the end, it's either going to create a true statement or a false statement. If it's a true statement, then congrats, you have a solution. It works. If it creates a false statement that doesn't make any sense, then you can be pretty sure that that number doesn't work. It's not a solution. Make sure you pause the video and jot this down, and we're going to go ahead and look at some examples. All right, so in this example, they've given you 4 different choices, A, B, C, and D, and you are to choose one answer, and they want to know which value of h makes 8 plus h divided by 10 equal 1, a true statement. You can pause the video and try it on your own first. So remember, we're going to replace the variable with the given value, and then just use order of operations to test it. So let's try 1 first. I'm going to replace h, so instead of plus h, I'm going to put plus 1, because they're saying h equals 1 for the first choice. Then it's divided by 10 equals 1. Then I'm going to solve it using order of operations. So there's no groupings, no exponents. Then we're going to go to multiply or divide. There is a division, but it looks like I do have to solve this addition first before I can divide it, right? Like I can't really divide it if I haven't added 8 plus 1 yet. So it's almost like this top part, even though there isn't a parentheses, there kind of is, because like it's impossible to divide it without doing that first. So it is kind of like a grouping up there. So we're going to change this to 9 divided by 10 equals 1. Is 9 divided by 10 equal to 1? No, that's 9/10. That's like 9 pieces out of 10. That's not quite 1. All the pieces would have to be colored in order to get to 1. So it's not equal to 1. So that one is not correct. Let's try the next one, although it was only one away, so maybe the next one works. Instead of 8 plus h, I'm putting 8 plus 2 divided by 10 equals 1. Well, we know we have to solve this top one first. 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 divided by 10, does that equal to 1? Let's see. Well, 10 divided by 10 is 1. So at the end, I get 1 equals 1. Is 1 equal to 1? Yeah, it's equal to itself. That's a true statement. So it looks like h equals 2. And there is only one answer because there's an equal sign. Only one answer is going to make that true. The 1 was too small. The 2 was just right, made a true statement. So putting in 3 and 4 and all that is going to be too big. So it's going to go from smallest to just right to too big. So only 2 would be the correct answer. Okay, so that's all you do. You just replace that value in there, solve it with order of operations, and then see if you make a true statement. Let's try this one as well. So you're going to select all the equations where c is equal to 9 is a solution. And there's going to be 2 answers. Go ahead and pause the video and try it on your own first. Alright, so we want to replace c with 9. So for this one, instead of 4 minus c, it's 4 minus 9 equals 5. Let's see, 4 minus 9 does not equal to a positive 5. Like 9 minus 4 is equal to 5. So 4 minus 9, if you put in your calculator, is actually equal to negative 5. Does this make a true statement? Is negative 5 equal to 5? No, that's not true. So that doesn't work. Let's try the next one. 20 equals 14 plus, instead of c, we're putting in 9. 20 equals 14 plus 9. That's 23. Does 20 equal 23 make a true statement? No, that makes a false statement. So that one doesn't work either. Let's see, next one. 15 equals, instead of c, we're putting in 9. So does 15 equal to 9 minus 6? 9 minus 6 is equal to 3, so that's not a true statement either. So we're going to keep on going down the line. C divided by 3, so instead of c, we're putting in 9. 9 divided by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Does 3 equal to 3? Yeah, it does. So that's a true statement. That's good. And lastly, 36 is equal to 4. Instead of times c, it's times 9. 4 times 9 is equal to 36. 36 does equal to 36. That is a true statement. So D and E work when C equals to 9. Now that doesn't mean that these other ones are bad. It just means it's bad when C equals to 9. A different number would work for it, but not 9. Okay? So let me know if you have any questions as you work on these problems, but all you're doing is substituting it in, following order of operations if there's a lot of operations, and then you're looking for a true or a false statement. So the left side has to equal to the right side to make it a true statement. It has to be equal. That's what the equal sign stands for. And if you don't have any questions, I'll be seeing you in class.